Hey. I actually had a really long week. I just did my daughter's 16th birthday party. It was like a 3-day setup, a day and a half breakdown, and now I'm here on this stage performing for all of you. And I know what you're thinking. You look way too young to have a 16-year-old. You're right. I had my daughter at 19, which means I was pregnant at 18. And when you have a kid that early, people look at you pretty sad. They're like, that must have been so hard. That must have been just so difficult. Having a kid at 19 is easy as fuck, you guys. Like, think about this. What were you doing when you were 19? You don't do any research. You're not up late nights on Google trying to figure things out. Oh no, you already know everything at 19. So you just kind of roll with the flow. I was more worried about like what outfits that we were gonna wear, the bow that had to match her outfit and her socks, even though she was not gonna walk anywhere. I wasn't worried about what to expect when you're expecting. Who has time for that? One of the really great things you don't know, when you have a kid so early, think about where you were living when you were 19. I was living at my mama's house, which means I always had a built-in babysitter. My mom ain't going nowhere. She was like 45. Where do you want to go at 45? Absolutely nowhere. So I was going to the club. I'm going to the club like, oh, bye, Mom. Good luck with the baby. See you later. See, I didn't even realize it was supposed to be difficult having a baby at 19. I was pretty sure it was going to be easy the entire time. The reason is because I went to a hood high school. And when you go to a hood high school, like half the chicks is pregnant before graduation anyway. I also was most likely to succeed at the hood high school. So I was in the yearbook like this. And when you are most likely to succeed at the hood high school, you're like, yo, if them hood chicks can do it, I'm going to be most likely to succeed at this as well. No problems at all. Went into it with all the confidence. But now I know the hood chicks had it right. They really did. Because a lot of them who had the kids at 16 are now like 35 and they're already empty nesters. Like, what are we doing out here trying to wait till we're financially responsible? Like, we could be empty nesters already. And so, like, one thing that happened to me, unfortunately, I am not one of those lucky ones to be an empty nester. I met a guy recently. He's cool. He's here somewhere. We have more kids. I have two-year-old twin boys. And so I know what it's like to have a baby at 19 and to have a baby at 33. At 19, you don't care enough to do any work. You just show up. At 33, my husband does all the work. I just show up. And I know that may sound odd to some people because, like, I've seen some of my friends' husbands after they have kids, and yeah, it's not it's not the treatment I get. I just see the look of like desperation on my friends' faces when I'm like, hey, you wanna go to brunch? My husband's watching the kids, and they're like, I don't have a babysitter. And I'm like, well, you have a husband, don't you? My husband's great, not gonna lie. He like does most of the stuff and I just kind of show up. I am the useless daddy in the relationship. But I had the benefit of knowing my husband was gonna be a great father before we had kids together because he kind of inherited my daughter in the marriage. So I got to see how great he was going to be. I have not washed clothes since we've been married. He washes all the clothes. Yeah. And I got the nerve to be mad every time there's new clean clothes. Like, I gotta fold again? I just folded last week. Jeez, stop it. When he proposed, my daughter started crying. She's like 11 at the time. She just broke down crying. I'm like, what's wrong? Why are you crying? And she's like, he wants to take me to museums. He like wants to watch documentaries. He wants me to eat vegetables. You can't marry him. And I was like, oh, he's gonna be a great dad. One benefit that I really did not think about of having a kid at 19 is that if you do mess up and have more kids like I did, you have a teenager in the house. You have a built-in babysitter. every day of the week. She's at home watching our kids right now. All right, thank you guys. That's my time.